Okay, so continuing with the firings, this time with the Jacksonville Jaguars, like I mentioned before, they fired their general manager, Caldwell. He was fired by the Jaguars following Sunday's loss to the Browns, which was their 10th straight loss. Speaking in the 10th straight loss, this is his third consecutive season with double-digit losses. 2018 they were 5-11, 2019 they were 6-10, and in 2020, of course, right now they're 1-10. That's gonna change obviously, but right now, as of right now, they are 1-10, following this 10-game losing streak. And and obviously, of course, we know the Jaguars just got eliminated from the playoffs on Sunday after that loss. He served as a general manager since January of 2013. And get this, Mario, get this. He only had one winning season in his tenure. And that was when he made that deep playoff run, and they lost in the AFC Championship game back in 2017 and 18. The Jaguars are 39-86 in his tenure, and have lost 10 or more games in every season except for that 2017 season, which they made the playoffs, like I said before. And and this was written by Michael DiRocco on ESPN. Again, Mario, like I said about the Lions and Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, this was a necessary move for the Jaguars. One can argue that he's a good general manager, and I mean the thing with that is like you created that team to go deep in the playoffs. It has a lot of promise, and yeah, you're good then. But what really matters is, are you going to keep that team moving forward? Are you going to be the right guy to help that team move forward and get to the promised land? That's what really matters. And he wasn't. And as a result, he lost his job. And I think that was very necessary.
I absolutely agree. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing with Matt Patricia. Not Matt Patricia, but Bob Quinn. Because, I mean, like, you have a long period of time to do something. You're just not doing it correctly. The one time you did it, you made a very deep run. But, again, the players have more credit than you. You know what I'm saying? You might have drafted them. We got to give you a lot of credit for that. But not all of them were drafted. You know, Calais Campbell was, like, one of the best defensive linemen at the time. He wasn't drafted by you guys. So, I mean, you made good acquisitions, even picking them up. But you had one good year out of 7, you know? Where were you the other 7 years? Because I couldn't find you. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't find the Jaguars in the playoffs because they weren't there. So with that being said, this was absolutely necessary. I completely agree. I wish him best of luck in his future endeavors, but at the end of the day, the NFL is a business. And when the NFL is a business, you got to do what's right for the NFL, what's right for your team. And obviously getting rid of him was one action. The other action now is I think when the new GM comes, I think Doug Marrone's going to be out of a job too.
Doug Marrone needs to be fired too.
It's the same thing with him. Cylinders just not clicking, you know? You've had close games, but again, blown opportunities. It's the same exact situation as Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn. It's just blown opportunities that you have. Maybe not worse as Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn this year, but it's still bad. And you need to do better, but they're just not, just not clicking at any cylinders. And with that being said, it's really going to affect the Jaguars when it's really going to affect them, probably in a good way, because if Doug Marrone leaves, and they got a better GM, and they get a better coach. They have
an opportunity to get a better coach, better players.
You can only go up from here as the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got the second pick in the NFL draft, most likely. You know, you get a new quarterback. You fix everything around. You switch up the whole conversation, and you build yourself back up to where you were 3-4 years ago.
Absolutely, and Jaguars owner Shad Khan had this to say about Dave Caldwell. He said, quote, "I met with Dave Caldwell to express my appreciation for his service to the Jacksonville Jaguars as their general manager. Dave was exceptionally committed and determined to bring a winner to Jacksonville, but unfortunately his efforts were not rewarded with the results our fans deserve and our organization expects. Our football operation needs new leadership, and we will be with a new general manager in 2021. So, I mean, of course, we obviously wish him the best of luck. You know, where Dave Caldwell's path's going to go after this, I have no idea. But of course, I wish the Jaguars the best of luck, and I wish Dave Caldwell the best of luck too.